You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's
Hi.
going on, everybody? What's going on, Lindsay?
Hi, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for watching Ladies in the Locker Room. Welcome back. Welcome back. So let's get right to it, Lindsay. Well, first of all, I'm Hattie. I am your Jersey girl. Of course, everybody knows I grew up in the state of New Jersey, so I will forever be a Jersey girl. I live in Georgia, but I'm from New Jersey. So I call, down in Georgia, they have the Georgia peach. Well, I call myself the Northern peach because I'm a Jersey girl. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Lindsay.
I'm Lindsay. I live in Orange County, California, and I grew up here, so I don't have a nickname yet, but I'll work on
Just
it.
Lindsay from Orange County all day.
Lindsay from Orange County, but I'll think of something clever like yours
Well, look,
next
I'm a
show.
well, Jersey. A Jersey girl is a thing. You'll hear that.
Yeah,
It's a thing, and I'm like, I'm from Jersey, so I'm a
yeah.
Jersey girl. So the Super Bowl is coming to your town. Are you getting ready? Are you excited about it?
Yeah. I would be a little bit more excited if the Chargers were doing better. But I am getting excited. Actually, a couple shows, I think it was just last show, that we were talking about the stadium and
Hmm.
how it's kind of it's in a like residential areas like surrounding it, and how much traffic there is going in and out. My brother actually went to the game on Sunday, and he says time is it's like the time is wait time to get out of the stadium at the end of the game is going down. So
Okay, good.
um, hopefully by the time everyone comes to town
For the
and for the
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl, that will be even
worked out. They'll have that
better.
all worked out.
Hope,
Well,
hopefully, but there's only so much you can really do with that many people in one area, and there's only so many streets and freeways, and the way LA is like it's just it's pretty much craziness when you think about like the parking. So half a space is like a parked car, and then you have to and there's like it's a lane too. So
hmm
it just there's craziness pretty much, and like the on ramps are just randomly there. You just don't really see them. There's no like
Oh,
notice that they're going to be there.
oh wow.
Last night actually I was coming home from improv, and it was I usually takes me 45 minutes to get home around like 11, 12 o'clock. And last night there was like a huge accident. So if I went one way, it would have taken me 2 hours to get home.
Wow.
So like there's not very much room for error on those freeways. So
Well,
that's a big
like
thing.
I
You're
said,
gonna be close, right?
hopefully, yeah, we're gonna be at the airport. So hopefully they'll have all those kinks worked out. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. Come on, city. The cities make provisions. They change stuff for the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But I'm excited about
The
it.
tailgate's fun though. My brother like was showing pictures and stuff. So
Hey,
they've jazzed that up some more since I've been.
well, good. Well, that's kind of what we do. We tailgate before the game, and then we come out. We tailgate after the game, so we're not in a rush to get out of there. So that's probably what we'll do again. So we'll
Perfect.
have to see what happens. All
Exactly.
right. So next up, let's talk about what's going around or what's going down in your town. What's going down in your town, Lindsay? What's the sports scoop in your town?
Um, well, I guess one of the big things is well, for me, is that the Chargers lost again last week. So we are no longer first place. So we're kind of going to be at that like battle stage of like hope, like we might get it wild card, but it's like hopefully we don't have to like revert to that again. But and this year is like so up for grabs.
Yeah.
Especially with like the Raiders. The Raiders are just having such a difficult time. I mean, they lost their coach, and then they lost like two players. One last week for
Car
an
accident.
incident online, and then the other one was the car accident. So
Yeah.
they're dealing with a lot, and it's like you can't like I never root for the Raiders, never ever ever, because obviously they're in our division, and I still root for the Raiders. But it's sad to see that. But I'm hoping that like we can kind of get back on track coming up. What about you? What's going on? I mean, we
Oh
didn't even
yeah.
talk about the World Series yet.
Well, well, of course, yeah, we did have the World Series, and of course, Atlanta was a complete ballistic buzz. And it was so awesome. They finally won. To me, Atlanta's been a good, off and on good team for years. I used to
Mhm.
call Atlanta the training squad because we would get good players, we would build a good team, and then if they didn't go to the World Series or something, it seems like they'd trade them all away and start all over again. So I
Mhm.
say Atlanta's a training squad. This is a training facility over here. Well, this year everybody was worried about that. They had a good team. Then early in the season, they lost one of their best players, Acuna, and then it kind of started going down and it was messing around. If you had asked anybody in July and August if they thought that the Braves were going to go to the World Series, anybody,
Mhm.
including I think some of the staff, they would have said, nope, nope, don't think so.
Mhm.
But look at what happens. And it's just proof that, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Go. See? Keep
But that
keep grinding away and get things.
That is exactly what it would have happened. And my other thing around town, I've got to show my UGA boys. UGAs are still undefeated. They're doing their thing. They're looking really, really good. Um, Everybody's a buzz talking about the big game that's going to happen in the Georgia. Well, I keep saying the Georgia Dome, but Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is going to be between Alabama and Georgia, which is always a really huge rivalry, and Georgia usually isn't even in the running. But this year, it's looking a lot different. So everybody's getting ready for that game, and that's a big one here in the city. So, uh, like I said, big up to my UGA boys. They're still kicking. I got my UGA shirt on
I
today.
see that.
I
That's
have to be
awesome.
rep the UGA, and I follow all my local guys from UGA to Georgia Tech to Georgia State. We have so many football teams and sports teams here in Atlanta, and it is hard to keep up with, but I try to keep up with all of them. We got Morehouse and Clark, and we've got so many colleges here and so many teams, and I try to keep up with them. But like I said, UGA right now is doing their thing, and they're undefeated, and we're
Awesome.
going to see how far they take it this year.
That's so cool. Like, congratulations to you guys. Look at you guys are on a roll in Georgia.
Hmm.
Must be something
Yep.
in the water or something.
Hey, hey, hey! Look, that would be good.
You guys are just kicking butt.
All right, all right. So we're gonna go
All
to our
right.
first
Well, should we
commercial.
go to commercial?
Yes, we should. We'll be right back.
Good.
Hello, guys. My name is Gloria. I am an instructor at LA Fitness Atlantic Station. I teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Saturdays we hike. We go to a different location. Our classes are 5:45 at Atlantic Station. There's kickboxing, there's body work, there's power circuit, everything you can imagine, and then we hike. We hike Kennesaw, Stone Mountain, the Palisades. We go everywhere. Come out and join us. Find out what your mission is and have fun while you do it. You can find me on Facebook, Gloria Jackson, and I want you to have fun while you get fit. Come join me.
All right, I think I may have went out of order a little bit there. Lindsay, did you tell me what's going around in your town? And I know you said your Chargers lost, but
Yeah.
I guess that would be it. Okay.
But I also have my player of the week. Do you want?
All right, let's talk about our players of the week. Well, let's talk about who's your player of the week.
I picked Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, Jimmy J. Oh,
Yeah,
Jimmy G. Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes, Jimmy G.
Garoppolo. Okay, so
Mhm.
he like led his team to another victory against our Rams. I know that would like a little bit, I guess, not normal for me to pick somebody who beat a team in my area,
Another LA
um,
team, another LA team.
but he was just talking and said he was talking about the 18 play scoring drive, and that set the tone for the 49ers and their 5th consecutive win. And they beat the Rams really bad, real bad on like Monday night, like big
On Monday
game.
night.
Everybody's watching. So,
Jimmy G.
mhm.
Jimmy
So
G. All right. Well, that's your player of the
I
week.
mean, I had his picture. I didn't share it, but I think everybody knows what he looks like.
Listen, he's a looker.
He is.
He's definitely a looker. Well,
Yeah.
my player of the week is going to be the Falcons defensive player, Brady Jarrett. Because, the Falcons are struggling, as I said earlier. I hope some of my Atlanta Falcons and my New York Giants fans get online and chat with us so I can talk about what's going on with your team. However, Brady has been pretty consistent, since he got there. I don't think he's had a bad time. So I made a little something for you, Brady. And here it goes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're
That
gonna
was
make something next week. Yes, thank you.
I like
Thank
the
you.
music too. It was great.
You know what? We've got to thank Rayvon the Don. He's our music person, and he almost all the music you hear me play generally comes from him. And that is another one. I love that, isn't it? That's another one of his creations. So big ups to Rayvon the Don, our musical producer who produces most of the music. He does our opening music. He did that as well, and our closing. He does all of that. So big up to him. So we're going to take another quick break, and then we're coming back and getting ready for our sports quickie, right?
Yeah, yes, we are.
All right, let's do it. Every time I see that commercial, aside from the jamming, because of course I'm jamming on the music, that food looks so good.
I know.
I love seafood, and I'm like, mm.
Mhm.
All right, Lindsay, let's get started. How about let's get started with your sports quickie? Let's find out what you've got going on this week.
Well, the first thing I want to just talk about, I think I just mostly want to talk about, is the Staples Center is getting a new name for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
It's changing to, well, it's crypto.com arena. So downtown Los Angeles, everyone knows it's the home of the Lakers, Clippers, Sparks, Kings. And they'll wear like a new name for a 20-year deal between the Singapore Cryptocurrency Exchange and AEG. The owner and operator of the arena, both parties announced Tuesday. So this was just announced yesterday. Crypto.com paid more than $700 million for the naming right, according to sources familiar with the terms, and it makes it one of the biggest naming deals in sports history. A little bit, it was like Staples Center, and it was supposed to be always the Staples Center, but I think Staples has come on hard times, and $700 million is a lot to turn down. But the new arena's new logo will debut on Christmas when the Lakers host the Brooklyn Nets. A new signage is going to be up, and the new name will be there by, and the signage will be there and replaced by June 2022. So cryptos.com chief executive. He hopes that the new name kind of signals a changing time. And it's basically, he wants to say that, like, looking back on this moment, that everyone is like going to be like a momentum change, and it's going to change people into the crypto world universe, as you will. And so he's saying that this big arena in LA, a big iconic arena, everyone knows it, will be the first kind of like lock in this chain of cryptocurrency. And so there's kind of like some, I don't know, mixed feelings about this. I guess one of the big things that I've heard is that the name crypto, a lot of people are going to say like crypt arena. And
For the
that
Crips and the Bloods.
is a very iconic, gang in LA. So everybody knows that. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if they really thought that through. Like that's what it's going to be called. But,
Exactly.
That's kind of one of the apprehensions. And I don't know, just everyone around here knows it as the Staples Center. It's kind of where Kobe played. I know he played at the Forum as well, but it's kind of like where Kobe,
The house that
it
Kobe
was his
built.
house. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So a little bit kind of mixed feelings about it. And I think I'll make that my my sports quickie. I was going to talk a little bit about the Rams and the 49ers and how the Rams lost, but I think we kind of covered it. It was just more about Sean McVay being out coached and how they're going to kind of bounce back from this. So that's pretty much everything from me. What about you?
Well, my sports quickie, of course, in the NFL last week, we had some of the most dominating players out of the game. Some of the players, I mean, some of the finest players in the league were just out of the game. We had Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ. He was waived. We had Cam Newton, who no one had picked up because he wouldn't get the COVID shot. That at least that's what it was said. Then we had Aaron Rodgers, who they had the big thing about, did he get the COVID shot? He didn't get the COVID shot, but he may have had COVID. Then there was Russell Wilson, who was out with his finger surgery. So in a game like this, you had some of the most prolific players in the league were not playing. Yeah. So coming back this week, which I got to say in the NFL this week was the week of the basketball scores. I mean, the Falcons got beat 46-3. The scores for this week in the NFL were just outrageous. The 49ers score. Across the board, there were several scores that were just really outrageous. So, but with these guys, so you know that Odell got picked up by your LA team. And what I loved about seeing that is Odell was ready to go. And he wrote a nice little thank you letter to the Browns and it posted it up on the internet. And, and I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really transparent. Mm-hmm. That he did that. He wrote the letter and he posted it up because I know fans sometimes don't think these guys have feelings and don't think that they even care, but it just shows he kind of does care. What I did love to see about Odell, because I like him as a player, but what I did love to see about him is he suited up and he was ready to go. He was like, throw me the ball, put me in the game, let me learn these plays. I'm ready to get in there. And that's what it's supposed to be. Players are supposed to, and people are always, the first thing people shout out is, they get paid so much money, That's the first thing everyone says. I'm like, okay, well, you pay him that much money. He's ready to get in and play, and they threw him in there, and he caught, and he did play, and he was ready, and he was on the sideline. He was talking to the guys, and I love to see that. Cam Newton, oh, my God. Cam, as everybody know, left Carolina. Now he came back to Carolina. Mm-hmm. His first day back, He ran in a touchdown and he threw in a touchdown. And he again, same thing, came right back to his old team, jumped right back in the game and started right back playing
Yeah.
and contributing. And that's what you want to see. Now with Cam Newton and with Odell, those two players I want to start off with because I think that this is a perfect example of, first of all, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Odell was with the Giants. The Giants wasn't what that he wanted them to be, and he wanted to be somewhere else. He went to the Browns, but he never seemed to quite fit to me.
Hmm.
And the same thing with Cam. Cam ended up in New England, and he just never seemed to quite fit.
Yeah.
Now Cam is back in Carolina, and Odell to me, Odell is Hollywood anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he should fit right in. I cannot wait to see him get out there and make a good contribution.
Yeah. Cam
Aaron
never looked good with the
he just
Patriots
never
years
fit
ago.
in. He never fit in. And I don't think Odell ever fit in with the Browns. I don't think he ever really fit in. But like he said in his thank you letter to the Browns, and moving on, he said, this just feels right. And I hope it is right for him.
Yeah.
Now, with Aaron Rodgers, of course, there was a big to do about he didn't get the COVID vaccination, but he said he did, or then they're saying, well, he never said he did or didn't, and that's the thing, he just never said, and nobody never asked, and
He like
oh
he
well.
said something about inoculated or something about
Yeah, he said,
so
I've had inoculations, or I've
yeah,
had,
like
I mean,
something
I had a
like that.
vaccination for something. That's what that meant.
And it's just kind of like, do you have to do that? I just feel like that's it's really arrogant. I don't know. It's just not to be like any way on anything, but it's like I don't know with that. Like it
Hmm.
just seems like there's no consequences. Kind of like
Oh,
a
well, he got fined, and the
yeah,
team got fined
but not
because
that much.
he threw the team got fined 300,000.
Yeah, but I feel
Um,
like there were people that had like their shirts untucked and it was like equivalent. Like
oh, come on,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah, you're
not
right.
like $300,000 for them is not that much money.
It's really not.
For
It's
somebody who
really
can affect people with COVID, I don't know.
Yeah, and then he caught it, and here we go. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was out of the game, but he was able to come back in. And then there was Russell Wilson and his finger, which he's had surgery on, and he's been working to get back, and he got back in, and he worked pretty good. The team didn't look as strong as it had previously looked. I'm thinking that he'll get back into and get. I think Russell's going to get right back to action as well. I really don't think he's going to miss a beat. I think he's going to jump right in and get right back to action.
I feel like football you have to. There's so few games and but there's so much riding on each game and you miss one game, it's a huge deal because
Mhm,
you have a very, very, very short season. It's not baseball.
mhm.
Um,
Right,
and so it's kind of like even when you're out, when you're on the sidelines, if you're injured, like just you have to stay ready at all times. Because also, like if you're not ready, you can go into that game and get seriously injured.
right,
So
right,
there's
right,
so few games, and you just have to have that. Like
right, right.
yeah,
I agree. I agree. And the last thing I just want to talk about really quickly is Kyrie Irving, who is still sitting out on the sidelines, who has decided he's not going to get COVID vaccinated.
at least he was
And
honest about it, right? Like
huh?
he was honest about it.
Yeah.
Like
At
he
least
was
he didn't do like
upfront.
Aaron
He said
Rodgers. He was very
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like
exactly
at least he came forward and said, "I'm not getting it." So if you're not
right.
getting something that's life saving, like a vaccine or whatever you guys like, that it's a rule. Like at least you should stand behind it. That's what I kind of think. It's like
Exactly.
you don't
Exactly.
play games like with words and that kind of stuff. Like I
Wordplay,
don't want
right.
to get it. Boom. Like
And that's what he did, and he's still sitting at home. He's losing, I think, 350,000 per game,
see, that's what I'm saying. That the
not
whole
even
team has
per
lost. Like
month or per week,
exactly.
per game,
Yeah.
and he still
So
has
that's a
stood
real
by.
serious punishment.
It
Like,
really, that's some real serious money. And he still stood by his decision. And here's the thing a lot of people don't understand. It's not just about what the team wants either. The state of New York.
yeah.
You cannot go into a public facility without being vaccinated. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't go to a play. You can't go to any inside indoor situation without being vaccinated. So that the arena sits in Brooklyn. So it's not just about the team, it's about the state mandate as well. So I don't know if the team would have wavered if it was just about the team. You never know. But at this point in time, we'll see what happens. He's still at
They
home.
were gonna
He
weren't they gonna let him play like away games, and then they said, nah, like, oh,
Well,
we're
no,
not gonna do
he
that
did.
anymore.
He suggested that,
Oh, he suggested
and
they didn't
then
say. Oh,
the
I know they
owners
said
came
no
back.
about it, but I didn't know
Well,
if that was like,
right, right. Well, the owners came back and said, we didn't hire a part-time player. We hired a full-time player. That was number one. Number two, where are you going to practice at? You're going to practice when we go away at the away arena. You're not going to practice every day with the rest of the team.
yeah,
So
true.
he's still sitting home, but the Brooklyn Nets are still, doing their thing. They still look good. James Harden and those guys are still working really hard. And not that they don't miss Kyrie, I believe that they do, but I think they're working hard not to miss Kyrie,
Yeah.
which is what you got to do in a situation like this.
And Kyrie like had like influence on getting those other guys to the team.
Yes,
So it's
he
kind of
did.
like you kind of have to swallow that and be like, all right, well now this is about like this is about the team now. I can't really focus on that at this
Yeah.
moment, but like I'm sure that was like kind of not. If somebody asked me to come on to a team and then they're like, nah, I'm not gonna play, that would be like
Right.
that would kind of suck.
Well, he has time to change his mind about the vaccination. As you know, I am a huge vaccination fan. Believing like it saves our lives, and I want lives to be saved. So he has time that if someone can explain that to him, and maybe he'll see that reason.
Mhm.
He has time because basketball season is a long season and it's just getting started.
Exactly.
So if he decides to change his mind and go get vaccinated, I promise you, Kyrie, you will not turn blue. The buzzer will not go off when you go through the thing at the airport.
Like
Um,
utensils won't stick to you. Like
yes, yeah. Utensils in the kitchen ain't gonna start flying to you. It's
no,
not gonna happen.
no.
And hopefully, you just won't get really sick, and no one else will make you sick, and you won't make anybody else sick. But I'm hoping for the best for him. But we'll see what happens. As we all know, it is his choice, and there are people like that. I used to work with a guy, and he and his family did not believe in vaccinations. So I went to work with him one day, and I went to his house, and he did not tell me that. And he also did not tell me that people in his house were sick. I caught the worst flu I have ever had in my life. They had the nastiest virus in this house. And I found out after I got sick, well, nobody's vaccinated. We don't believe in that. We just do everything natural. Oh my God. That was when I was like, people, get a shot, please.
I mean, it's not that painful. I mean, your arm hurts a little bit, but like you can see all of us that have gotten the vaccine, and even like my parents have gotten the
My
vaccine and a
my mom
booster,
too. My mom
and
is
they're
85 years
they're
old.
right in there right now, like
Yeah,
cooking away. Like
85. She didn't get sick. She didn't turn blue. She's okay.
yeah,
And I'm happy to know that if someone around her comes around with COVID, at least she's got something in her to help her to fight it off. And so
exactly.
that's what it is. So tonight I was hoping that some of the Atlanta Falcon fans and the New York Giants fans would log in and talk to us a little bit about what's wrong with their team. Well, first of all, Oscar Jones, what's up, Oscar? Oscar's a good fan of Ladies in the Locker Room. Oscar said instead of turning the name to the stadium, what they were going to change it to, he said it should be called the Steakhouse. So
Go for it.
the Steakhouse,
That's
I
better
don't
than crypto,
better than crypto.
crypt,
Well, that's
crypt
what he said.
stadium.
It should be the Steakhouse. Well, Oscar, we've got your suggestion, and we're telling everybody about the Steakhouse. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, our time is up. It came and went really quickly, didn't
I
it?
know, really, it did. I was like, we should have more time, right? No,
Yes, we should, but our time
time
is up.
flies when we're having fun.
We want to thank you guys for logging into Ladies in the Locker Room. And don't forget, check Ladies in the Locker Room every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. Oscar said Kobe beef is
Oh, Kobe.
delicious. That's why. Kobe
Oh,
beef. So that's why it should be called this. Okay, Oscar,
there
we
we
hear
go.
you.
Now we get it.
It makes sense now. We get it. We get it. Thank you, everyone, for checking us out on Ladies in the Locker Room. We see you every Wednesday night from 8 to 8:30. Don't forget, watch Ladies in the Locker Room. Give us some thumbs up. We're trying to get our numbers up, and we want you to watch and talk to us and talk back to us like Oscar Jones does. We enjoy the conversations. So we will see you guys next week. Lindsay, you have a great week.
You
Enjoy
too.
your improv, and I'll see
Thank
you
you.
next week.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.